He was like, "Hey, Lester, I wanted to talk to you about Sam Hesse's death because someone at the hospital said that they heard you talking to a guy about Sam Hess." And so we just wanted to, clear your name, see what was going on with that. And so the thing was, when Lester went up to the door, he was expecting Malvo. He didn't bring the gun because remember he had stepped away to hide the gun. So Malvo doesn't know like the gun is in the house. So what had happened? So he's talking to the cop, and then the cop start walking, and he's trying to tell him like Lester is trying to talk to the cop like, yo, like, please don't walk that. I mean, I don't know, he's just rambling, right? The cop walks over and looks downstairs just because the light was on downstairs in the basement. So he just glanced down, sees a dead body, pulls his gun. He's like, Lester, get down on the ground. He's like, I didn't, please forgive me. Lester is such a, oh my gosh, he is such a, I don't like this guy, bro. I did not like Lester, bro. He gets on his knees. The officer is about to handcuff him. Bow! Malvo shoots him in his back. Let me tell you, this death was, it was so harsh to me. Like, it was so harsh. The bullet went through him and then it sliced through Lester's hand. And he died. And he was the most wholesome character. He was the most wholesome character in the entire series. Like, season 1 to season 5, the most wholesome. Like, it was just so sad. But he died, and then Lester was freaking out, and Malvo went downstairs, and I forgot what had happened. But by the time Lester went downstairs, I guess he tried to go get the rifle to go kill Malvo and try and frame it. He went downstairs. No, he didn't go get the rifle. He went downstairs to go see what's going on with Malvo because he had went down there to, I guess, deal with the body. When he goes down there, Malvo is not in the basement. He's not in the basement. I was literally like, what? So this guy came to the house, shot and killed the cop, went into the basement, and left your wife's body? Why did he come? Why did he come? Same time he's down there, he's like, what the, where is he, right? He hears sirens outside. And the reason sirens came was, I think, I don't remember why, but his partner, the cop's partner, had showed up to, like, I guess check on him, or there was a call-in or something. But she comes to the house and she's looking around, cop lights and everything. She sees the other cop car out there. She looks through the window and sees her partner's dead body on the ground. So she's like, what? She grab her gun. Lester knows what's happening. This guy's freaking out. You know what these guys do? If it's one thing this dude is gonna do is pace. He's pacing downstairs. So he's pacing, and then he comes up with the brilliant idea. He backs himself up, like a goat when a goat is about to ram another goat. This guy backs himself up and runs straight into a wall and knocks himself out. I didn't see it coming, like, at all. Like, what? I was like, how is he going to get out of it? So, honestly, right now, I don't even know if I need to rewatch that episode because I don't understand how Malvo went into the basement Where were the windows? Why didn't Lester go through the window in the basement if Malvo went to the basement? And no, he went downstairs. I think I remember that from the episode. He went downstairs. So then why didn't you go through the window too? It don't make no sense. He had hidden the weapon, by the way. The he had hidden the hammer that he used to kill the girl, his wife, somewhere like behind the washing machine, right? So he rams himself into the wall, knocks himself out. Cop comes, search for the house, sees 2 dead bodies and a knocked out body. He gets carried to the hospital, right? I don't know why. I feel like I don't really want to talk about this right here. Like I really don't want to go through the show. Like what do I want to talk about? I want to talk about like the craziness of this season. Like it was so many parts to this show. Like Sam Hess, the guy who, you see, that's the thing I like about Fargo. Like it's like 10 different things happening, but they're not random. They're all connected, right? So Sam Hess, remember, had said Sam Hess was a businessman, but additionally, he was linked to the drug business, right? So the drug dealers, their superior boss was thinking to himself, and he's talking to his team, and he's like, is this a warning to us? Did somebody take out Sam Hess to try and say something to us, like they're coming to take our business? Because we run North Dakota and Minnesota. No one is coming to come take our place. So he sends out 2 dudes to go see, no, to go kill, not, well, I don't know if I can say that thing, to go apprehend and probably off the person who killed Sam Hess, right? So that is at play, right? So next thing you know, it's like season 1, these 2 guys that the guy sends out, right? They're trying to find out who killed Sam Hess because they think this person is trying to get their drug dealing business out of business. First, they think it's Lester. So they pull up on Lester, and I think they kidnapped him. I think they kidnapped him from his workplace. And they brought him out into like the middle of nowhere. And they were about to, off him. And how they were going to do it was tie like some heavy stuff to his body. And then just like, because Minnesota is very cold, it was based in the winter. They were going to dump his body, like dig a ice hole, then drop him into the water below the ice and then kill him like that. This guy, Lester, how did he get away with that? I think he had some kind of taser or something like that. So the 2 guys, one of them is deaf and the other one is not deaf. And essentially he had ended up telling the one that was deaf, and he gets away, runs to the road, and there's a cop. And he's like, can I get a ride back to town, please? And then the cop is like, no. So the reason the cop had stopped there was because the guys who, were about to off him, they parked their car on the side of the road. So the cop was like, I think he was trying to issue a ticket to that car. And so, he's like, no, I'm not giving you no ride back to town. This is no taxi service. I'm a police officer. So you know what he does? Let's just punch him, bro. And he's like, did you just? And him arrest him, right? Put him in the back of the cop car and carries him to jail. So no, that same night when he's in jail, the 2 guys come. Oh, he didn't kill him. Yeah, he didn't kill him. The two guys come back to town and they're like, yeah, I think he had only tased him. They're in the bar that Sam Hayes had died in, and some dude was like messing around with them, and so they ended up in a fight. They ended up in jail in the same cell as Lester. Dun dun dun. So what else had happened? So I can't remember how Lester ended up. Oh, I think he had told them like, okay, I know who did it to try and get out of it, right? And he told them like, Malvo is the guy that you want, right? No, this nutcase of an individual named Malvo. Like, this guy is just a psychopath. He really is a psychopath, right? He was, he works as a hitman, right? And he was sent to off a dude. And the dude was the guy who ran out of the trunk of the car naked and froze to death in the forest and froze to, in the forest. And his boss told him like, all right, then I guess since that's done with, come back to the city and I'll give you your next job. This guy doesn't go back to the city. Instead, he stays in Fargo and basically just stirs up unnecessary stuff. He goes off Sam Hayes for some random dude he met in a hospital. Then after that, there's this other guy at play here, and there's like, because the town is small, with small towns, it's, $1 tree, one stuff like that. So it's like this one supermarket, and the guy owns it. But the guy is not a really like a young person, you know? This Marvel guy finds this interest with this, he finds this random interest with this guy. And then he's like, maybe I interpreted that wrong. Maybe his boss told him to do it. I don't remember that. He finds his interest with this guy. And it's like he targets him where him start. He went and off the guy's dog. The guy loved that dog. Then again, like, let's be serious. The guy, yeah, he wasn't really a gang person, but he wasn't a good guy either, right? But he wasn't extremely bad either, right? So first he off the dog. Next, this guy changes out the dude's. Malvo changes out the guy's pipeline and fills it with blood. And so when the guy goes to take a shower, blood is coming out all over his body. This guy has another backstory where the same place Malvo had crashed the car, a few yards away, it was like this fence. And years before all of this had happened, the guy and his wife and his kids were very poor. The car had broken down when they were on their way to Fargo, and he was just pacing back and forth, and he walks over to this fence and sees a case of cash, a hefty amount of cash, and he thanks God for it. Moves into town, settles there, and just builds himself up from that money, right? I just, I don't understand what this Marvel's guy motive was. He's just a nutcase. So he obsesses with this guy. The next thing he did with the guy was he planted these locusts, these like bugs, but they were flying bugs in the guy's store. And you see all of this, it was really a mental trick on the guy because the guy, it was like he was very religious. And so he felt like the plague, the blood in his shower, the dead dog, everything meant something, you know? And at first he had thought, because it all started with a ransom note, but the ransom note was sent by oh, I remember now. I remember now. So the guy called Malvo to hire him, right? The supermarket guy called Malvo to hire him, right? And he calls Malvo to hire him, and he's like, "Hey, listen, man, I got this ransom note. I think it's my wife because, we're going through it. I think she wants to divorce me or something like that. They wanted to divorce each other, but seemed like she don't want it to be amicable. I just needed to prove to me that this is her so that we can just get this over with. I don't know why she's sending me ransom notes about how much money I owe her and all of that stuff. So just, I don't need it to off her. Just find out if it is her." So that's how Malvo ended up with the supermarket guy. And Malvo weasels his way into her life and ends up meeting a friend of hers or a co-worker of hers. And when Malvo had went to go shake the co-worker's hand, it had some kind of residue on it. And it was like the same residue that was on the ransom note. And that's how he had found out, like, oh, it wasn't the wife, it was her friend that was trying to get money out of her husband, right? And so he finds that out, but doesn't tell the guy. And then, as a true psychopath, proceeds to terrorize the guy, essentially making the guy think that the same person that sent the ransom note is the same person that's doing all of this stuff to him. Like the guy thought that he was being punished by God because he must have not used the money right or something, It was just crazy. And then there's this other part of the story where it's two cops, right? So one of them, I think both of them are in Fargo, but different parts of Fargo. And one is a girl, and she's the one who was at the house when her partner died, when Malva killed him. Well, Malva offed him, and what's that happened? Yeah, I don't remember how. Oh, I remember. So there's this other cop, and one day, he was sitting at a stop sign. I guess he was doing some kind of night patrol, and Malvo comes swerving, like drifting past a stop sign. So obviously he pulls him over. That's a rightful traffic stop. And instead of just taking the ticket, Malvo threatens this guy. He's like, "I know, you have a daughter and whatnot," because he had heard the daughter on the walkie-talkie. And this is actually a lot to unpack. I'm actually going to go to bed. But yeah, let's stop it right here. I don't think I'll stop the episode right here, but la 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 la, bye.